Hey guys, so I told you that I would do a update on the mental health and stuff like that. And I'm just letting you guys know that you are not alone. No one's alone fighting this. I do suffer from severe depression, generalized anxiety, and PTSD. So I've been dealing with depression since I was about 8 or 9. I was put on a lot of medications. No, okay, I'm gonna go back. They put me on 2 medications to kind of start out to see where it would work. I don't remember much if they ever worked back then. They first put me on Lexapro. That didn't really do any justice. I was sick as a dog. I don't really eat much in the morning, so that's probably what caused me to be sick because you gotta eat most of the time. And then they took me off of that, and then they put me on Prozac for my depression. Now, I didn't know how severe my depression was. I just know that I was diagnosed with depression that young at an age. I think I had to be like in 4th or 5th grade when I started on Prozac. And then I was on it for about, I would say about good 2 years. And then when 7th grade or 8th grade came around, I ended up, telling the doctor, hey, I think I'm doing okay. My grades are good. On top of that, I was also diagnosed with ADHD. So they had me on Adderall, 50 milligrams, on top of the Prozac, which I think that was at 20 milligrams. They didn't go any higher, so we could balance out each other out. So what they did is in 8th grade, they took me off the medicine completely. My parents were a little upset on that one. I'm not sure, why they were upset, why they decided to get me off the medicine. So, like I said, I've been suffering from depression since I was 8, suicidal tendencies since I was about 9 or 10. I tried to hang myself when I was 9. I got caught by my sister, so that didn't go well. She was upset, and that's how the whole domino effect started with getting me on medicine, seeing doctors and stuff. I've never seen a therapist when I was down in Texas with all of this, but when I moved up here to Illinois, everything kind of fully fell off. So when I was living in Texas, a lot of my stuff was hidden. I never really showed my emotions. I was pretty closed up, pretty good, tight as a bubble. And then when I moved up here, everything kind of was exploded a little bit, and it got pretty bad. The first thing that I got up here, I seen a psychiatrist right away, seen a therapist, you name it, I seen them all. At first, they diagnosed me with just mild depression and no anxiety, because at the time, we didn't know if I had anxiety or not. My dad could pick it off, but I couldn't. So this all started recently, that I started picking up on the anxiety so I can control it. So then they put me on Effexor when I first moved up here, and it was pretty bad. I'm the type of person to not take any medicine. I don't believe in medication unless if it's like ibuprofen or Tylenol or whatever. But for some odd reason, there's something about me that just medicine that just doesn't, I'm just like, yeah, I'm not gonna take it. So Effexor was a little high dose. I would get really bad withdrawals from it if I didn't take it on time. And then they ended up giving me something else with the Effexor, and I ended up almost passing out at work. I think it was like Tramadol with Effexor. And then when I was talking to my therapist about it at the time, she's like, I don't think it was Tramadol. It had to be something else. But all I remember is my therapist says, why the heck did they give you this? Those are for migraines, not for what they gave it to you in the beginning with, which I think they gave it to me for to help with my sleeping, I think. And that's what caused everything. So those two did not mix well. So I would say about 2 years ago, I recently seen a psychiatrist, and I wanted off of Effexor completely. At this time, I was at the highest dose of Effexor, and the psychiatrist said I was seeing the new one. She weighed me, and she goes, "Why do they have you at the highest dose? Like, no wonder why you're getting sick so easily with this medicine. If you miss this one pill, you're sick for like 3 days." So she brought down the milligrams for me to the point where I can cut it off completely, the cold turkey. I didn't get any of the migraines or the electric shock syndrome, I guess you could say. That's how it felt, and I never had the sense of getting a cold the next day. So then about so around that time, I was seeing a therapist for a little bit. Her and I were doing really well. I was opening up a lot better. Normally when I see therapy or see a therapist, I don't really open up that much. So I kind of kept it really, 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 really quiet. And I kept a lot of stuff to myself because I just didn't feel comfortable telling strangers my situations, you know, or my life struggles. So then that happened. And then they put me on Prozac for the remainder of the year, and then I lost health insurance. Well, when I lost health insurance, then there was no way to get the medicine. So Prozac actually did help. I think I was on like 10 milligrams, 20 milligrams. I don't remember, but all I know is it really did help. It really did put me at ease. I was more focused. I wasn't all over the place. So I know some people are going to ask, like, where did your mental health come from? Why was it at a young age and stuff like that? So when I was younger, I was emotionally, physically, and sexually abused at a very young age, all the way up until I was about 13, 14. And it kind of got worse. Now, when I moved up here, I've only been sexually abused 2 times up here. So, and it wasn't like I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to say. It's just at that point of when it was happening, I kind of froze. And it was kind of like one of those like, oh crap moments. Like, I knew better. Like, I knew how to stop it and stuff. But that didn't work out too well. So as of right now, I'm not on any medications or anything like that. I've learned how to manage my anxiety at a certain extent, but there's times where I can't manage it at all. There's days where I'm sitting in my floor, you know, curled up, trying to calm down from certain situations. I can't go to malls anymore. I can't go out to eat like I used to. I'm normally like cooped up in my apartment most of the days that I'm off, and the only time I get out is to go to work or take out the trash or go see family or whatever. So I mean it's pretty difficult. And then my depression is really bad too. I've only had 2 relapses on overdosing on pills or hanging myself in the past 3 years. So I've only relapsed 2 times. No. 3 times. Let me repeat that, 3 times. So, you know, my depression does tend to take control. 2 years ago when I got prescribed Prozac, that's when they told me that my depression was more of a manic depression, like severe side, versus when it was back when I was like 8 or 9, where it was just like slim. It was mild. It wasn't even like, it was there, but it wasn't as bad. And then the reason why my anxiety is sometimes bad too is because of the depression. It's within that umbrella. So I'm just letting you guys know with my personal history without getting into much details and everything. You know, for privacy reasons. You know, no one's alone with this. Everyone suffers from mental health issues. There's days where I do feel like I'm alone, that no one's gonna understand or anything like that, and I have to realize that there's people out there that suffer from the same things. So if anybody wants a quick update from these videos or more information, let me know. I do not mind opening up. Have a good day.